What's up YouTube, it's Verdix here, bringing you guys another commentary, and today we're going to be playing some CTF on the map Cargill, and as you can see right there, we're playing against a full team, and I have 3 randoms. I am not playing with any of my teammates, and you know, that's never a good thing, but we ended up slapping these kids anyway, so that's what I'm going to talk about. And by the way, I'm still sick, so if I end up coughing or anything like that, I apologize, but I can't really help it. I am sick, and it kind of sucks. But I did want to get a commentary out for you guys, so I decided to just do it anyway. So, what I want to talk about is... By the way, alright, let's just start out with this. As most of you may know, the new season started yesterday, and, since the new season started, it's not the trial season anymore, so all of your, the division you were in gets reset. So, I was in Master during the trial season, and now that it's Season 1, I am back in Platinum. And actually, I was really surprised when I got into Platinum. I was expecting to be in, like, silver or bronze or some shit like that. Because when I was playing my placement matches, I was playing with one of my teammates. So you would expect to be, pretty decent. At least give the other team a fight. But our 2 kids that we got paired up with every game were just, the worst Call of Duty players you could ever come across in your life. I mean, they were that bad. They didn't even know how to shoot a gun. They were just shooting corners and aim in. So, we didn't really have a chance. We lost a lot of our placement matches. So I was expecting to be really low. And I was expecting to be embarrassed when I went into league lobbies and saw my icon next to my name. But it wasn't too bad. I ended up being in Platinum, so I was really excited when I saw that. So I decided just to hop in and play some League. Was kind of scared to do it at first because, I was expecting to get paired up with the same randoms that I got paired up while I was doing my placement matches, but that was not the case. While I was playing, I don't know if they did this or not, but I feel like, at least from what I've played today, that they made it so that when you get placed in a certain division, you get paired up on your team. Not just to play against, but on your team. You get paired up with people of that same caliber of play, of how good they are. Let's just put it that way. You get paired up with some people that aren't terrible if you're good at the game, and then if you're bad at the game, you're probably going to get paired up with some kids that aren't that good. So, because if you're bad and you get paired up with good kids, I mean, the good kids are getting paired up with a really shitty player, and that's not fair to them. So I like that if they did actually do that, or maybe I was just getting lucky. I don't know. But today was pretty fun with, actually winning during League and not just getting slapped because I have 3 randoms that don't know what they're doing. So yeah, and I was actually playing tonight trying to get back into the Masters division, and I'm pretty sure that they, lower your division based on your win streak, because that just shows how much you win, how dominant of a player you are, because the more you win, the less you lose. Obviously, the better you are. So if you go on a super high win streak, that just shows that you're a pretty consistent player and you don't lose a lot, which means you deserve to be in Master. But one thing I don't like is that if the host drops or you lag out or something like that, that you can't control why the game doesn't finish. You can't control that it didn't go the full time that it was supposed to. That shouldn't count as a loss for you. That shouldn't count. That shouldn't take away your win streak or anything like that. Because I was on like a 4 or 5 win streak, and I got into a match and I had 3 randoms that were good at the game, and we were just slapping the other team. It was a full team again. I remember this, and we were just slapping them, and they ended up leaving, and I got a loss for it. I ended up getting off them. I don't know if I exactly got a loss for it, because I didn't lose points for it. At least you don't lose points when that happens, but you do lose your win streak, which is just as important. So, I mean, if there's a way for them to fix that, I really think they should. But, I mean, other than that, League is pretty awesome. I love League. Pretty fun, and I don't really play pubs anymore. I don't play pubs unless I'm going for camos. Simple as that. So, I mean, I love League, and this is the main thing I play unless I'm playing scrims with my team. So, now that I've rambled for 5 minutes about League, let's talk about my class a little bit. And actually, I'm just going to talk about the gun, actually. I don't care about the entire class. You can see the entire class every time I spawn up. So, let's talk about the gun and how I came across it. I am using the MSMC with laser sight and foregrip. And I came across this class because yesterday I was watching the pro draft. And if you don't know what that is, it's where they pretty much choose a bunch of pros and those pros draft a bunch of amateurs. Like, there's the one pro that is team captain, and then those pros draft amateurs for their 3 to make up their 4-man team. And it's pretty cool. It gets those amateurs' names out there a lot and gets them discovered. And let's just talk about this. I was watching it on and off all day, and my team got off that I was playing scrims with. And then Scumpy ended up coming on stream. So, as most of you may know, Scumpy is an absolute god at Call of Duty. So, I was watching him play, and he was just slapping like he normally does. And he was using this setup. He was using the MSMC with laser sight and foregrip. And I know I'm going to sound like a fanboy, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. This kid is amazing at Call of Duty. So, I just thought to myself, like, well, if he can do work with it, I mean, it is Scumpy. So, but I mean, if he's using it, it's not a bad class. It can't be a bad class. So I decided to try it out, and it's really good. It's a really good gun, and I would suggest it. And what did I just say? But anyway, the more I use it, the more I feel like laser sight on SMGs is a need. So I would suggest that for your SMGs, you OBJ players. Just use a laser sight. Like right there, I probably wouldn't have got that kill without a laser sight because I wouldn't have hurt those first, 3 bullets, and I would just die. So, I suggest the laser sight for you guys. Try it out. You're probably going to like it. And now, let's get into the actual topic of this commentary, which is CTF tips. I mean, it is a really long commentary, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to give you tips for 11 minutes. So I decided to talk about that for the first, 7? Apologize for that, but I don't have that many tips to give you guys. They come and go. So I have like 2 tips for you guys today. Alright, so let's get into the first one. And that's going to be associated with kill streaks and competitive. As you saw right there, I actually just got a kill with my hunter killer. And I don't know for sure, because I wasn't paying that much attention, but most likely I had that hunter killer for a long time. I probably didn't just get that hunter killer and randomly call it in. I probably called in that hunter killer because of the fact that my teammate pulled a flag. And, you know, that hunter killer is an extra cutoff. It gets anyone trying to chase your flag carrier, pretty much. And that's really smart. That's a really smart thing to do. Any of your killing score streaks you should use as a defensive weapon or as a cutoff. So, use your Hellstorms, your Lightning Strikes, in CTF and in Hardpoint. Use your hunter killers, your Hellstorms, and your Lightning Strikes as a defensive weapon. Don't just call them in because you got them. Call in your Hellstorm because someone pulled your flag and your team is out of position to cut them off. Call in your Lightning Strikes over Hardpoints because they have control of over it, and, you know, it'll help you get it. That was really bad accuracy on my part. I'm sorry that you had to watch that. But anyway, call in your Lightning Strikes because they have the hardpoint and you can't get control of it and you need some help. You know, that's what they're there for. They're not just there for you to call them in and for no reason, like I did right there and tried to turn on that kid and forgot I had a hunter killer in my hand. But anyway, you want to call them in when it's needed. You want to call them in when it will be most effective. You don't want to call them in just to get you another kill. So that is my first tip. Use your score streaks wisely. Use them effectively. And don't just use them for the kill. The kill is great, but it's more important that you get the win. And, you know, getting your flag carriers cut off or getting them out of the hardpoint is going to get you the win more than just getting that 1 or 2 kills. So that's my first tip. Let's move on to the second one. The second one is, I notice when I'm playing League or anything like that, when I'm playing League, when I'm playing scrims, something like that, or pickups, people will, in CTF at least, this is mainly just the CTF tip, and this is supposed to be CTF tip, so that didn't really make sense, but, you know, people will get a flag, someone will come into the spawn, pull someone's flag, and get it like a few steps from the base. And people will just leave that flag there. Why? Why would you do that? That's free points. That's 100 free points to help you towards your score streak. And I mean, in past Call of Duties, it might be smart to just leave it there, because they might have pulled it further away from the regular spot. But in this Call of Duty, in Black Ops 2, where in competitive there are score streaks, there's no reason, as you saw me do right there, I took the time to go return that flag. It didn't really work out for me, because this guy killed me, but I mean, it got me 100 more points. So, take the time to just take those extra few steps and go get that return, because those are free points that might end up helping you out later in the game. So, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like or comment or subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Peace.
Hostile counter UAV is online. Our generals will be pleased.